So we have troubling news that yet again, Donald Trump has been caught trying to spy on American journalists and steal their private information, including phone and email records. Yesterday, it was reported by CNN and the New York Times and tons of other sources that when Donald Trump was still president, he and his Department of Justice obtained 2 months without her knowledge of CNN journalist Barbara Starr's records. They obtained her emails and her phone records for 2 months, and she never even knew until just now. It was just reported, and we likely never would have found out if Trump had remained president. It was only released after the Department of Justice under Biden said we're stopping this investigation because, look, I'm not always a fan of Biden, but he probably doesn't want to spy on journalists the way Trump does. And this isn't a one-time fluke. We covered it a few weeks ago that Donald Trump and his Department of Justice, again, back when he was president, used their power to try and obtain the phone and email records of at least a few Washington Post journalists. And what links it all is that these journalists, in just doing their jobs, trying to bring accountability to the White House and bring information to the public, were basically mucking up Trump's crimes, mucking up his schemes, mucking up his evil. And so because they were doing their jobs, they were a threat to Trump and his power and the Republicans and their power and all the cronies around all of them. And so they said, look, we could, I guess, one, be better at our jobs and not be so bad at this, or two, spy on journalists to see if we can dig up dirt on them or their sources or their narratives so we can either damage them or root out any leakers or anything like that. But any way you slice it, it was the president himself spying on journalists. This is the sort of thing that the United States would say that an S-word country does. Like when Trump said, there's S-word hold countries. That's what those countries would be accused of doing by the United States. The United States would use these sorts of things as a pretext to bring democracy to another country. And yet Trump was doing it multiple times to journalists from two outlets. And let's be clear, I'm not necessarily saying this is the reason, but it probably is partially the reason that both of these outlets are considered to be hostile by Donald Trump. He's not spying on Fox News emails, at least as we know right now, but he was looking into the Washington Post and CNN, who he saw as quote-unquote fake news. Look, this really does show, yet again, that Donald Trump's evil is being exposed day to day, hour to hour, since he's been out of power. And there's never been a clearer example about why Trump shouldn't have ever been president than how he's acted since he's been president and what we found out since he's been president. Whether it was January 6th, or whether it's become clear that he was using his power to spy on the media, this man really is still a danger and could be the gateway to American fascism.